Streaming. It's streaming from Xfinity that makes your life simple, easy, awesome.
Get started with this great offer and enjoy a free speed upgrade. Now you can get more speed than ever with Xfinity Internet. Plus, with Xfinity Mobile included, see how most customers can save $400 or more a year. Click, call, or visit a store today.
He taught us how to stand up, to be brave, courageous, and bold, and to never give up.
The assassination of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. 50 years ago today, Americans everywhere stopped to pay their respects.
The area declined, the area went into a decline, and those businesses didn't reopen, and the middle class began to move away.
Plus, how the riots in D.C. changed the fabric of our neighborhoods and left serious issues of race in their wake.
Also, a mother accused of murdering her own baby. Someone called to report the abuse, so why didn't the city investigate?
And a battle over gay conversion therapy pits Maryland lawmakers, father and daughter, against one another. It's 11 o'clock. Let's get started.
Here in D.C. and across the country, people pause to remember civil rights icon Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.
It was 50 years ago today that he was shot down at a motel in Memphis, Tennessee. We begin tonight outside of the National Cathedral in D.C. Bells tolling 39 times for the late civil rights leader, one for every year of his life, cut tragically short. MLK gave what would be his final Sunday sermon at the cathedral days before he was killed. More than 100 sites in the U.S. rang bells to remember Dr. King this evening. In Southeast D.C., a moment of silence interrupted only by the rhythmic pace of a cowbell, channeling the memory of Dr. King. Dozens of people gathered at Shepherd Park at the corner of MLK and Malcolm X Avenues. The message there, one bullet didn't stop the movement.
And there was this roaring crowd, the People's March for Justice, Equality, and Peace, that made its way from Howard University to U Street and Ben's Chili Bowl. That restaurant stood at the heart of the riots that followed King's assassination. But Ben's kept the lights on, the only restaurant in the area permitted to stay open during a city curfew. And check out this scene around the Tidal Basin, the magnificent stone MLK Memorial flanked by cherry blossoms and souls who wanted a different view of a dreamer. It was the starting point of the rally to end racism organized by the National Council of Churches.
And although we gather on a somber occasion in some ways, we also gather to rejoice because we are committed to do the hard work, to commit to do the hard work, to finish the work, and to finally end racism.
Even though we still have a ways to go, we still have come far. We've made strides in this world.
One of the country's biggest remembrances of Dr. King was in Memphis. That's where a gunman took the life of the civil rights leader as he stood on the balcony of the Lorraine Motel. Today, that building is part of the National Civil Rights Museum, host of the commemoration, attracting thousands of visitors. Now, the night of King's death, Robert F. Kennedy was holding a presidential campaign rally in Indianapolis. He announced the news to a shocked audience. Civil rights icon John Lewis was with Kennedy that night. He returned to Indianapolis for today's anniversary.
If it hadn't been for Martin Luther King Jr., I don't know what would have happened to our nation. I don't know what would have happened to many of us.
The gatherings in Memphis and around the country serve to remind all Americans of Dr. King's work and the work that remains.
Last night, we examined the riots that erupted in D.C. following the assassination of Dr. King, and 50 years later, you won't recognize those same neighborhoods. Most of the businesses are new. Many of the residents are young and white. And as Bruce Johnson explains, racial issues continue to plague the area. A reminder of the work still left to be done.
It's unbelievable. It is unbelievable. Total shock, total transformation.
We have parents that bring their kids here to show them how cool they are. And we have kids that bring their parents here to show them what D.C. looks like.
If the neighborhood is thriving, and if you'll come out on a Friday or Saturday night after midnight, you'll think you're on Broadway.
By any measure, D.C. is on a roll.